again, you do want something for resistance. So dumbbell, kettlebell, bands, if you have it, jug, milk jug. And we're gonna do a section where we have a little bit of strength and conditioning, then another section, same deal, and then we'll finish with a little finisher. Let me okay, that's 30 times. All right, so we're gonna go with time, and I think we got 12 things, 30. Okay, so first movements are gonna be rows. So using your dumbbell or kettlebell or something you can pull with band, we're gonna go one side of a bent over row, and then again, you can use a band. You kind of step close to the band there, rowing one side. We'll switch on a new round, so we'll do 30 seconds on one, 30 seconds on the other side. Then we're gonna do a deadlift. So if you have a band, you can step both feet, and then we're going that hinge through the back of the hips, and then coming up. Or if you have kettlebell or two weights, ideally, or you can hold a weight end to end, and we're going that deadlift. Then we're gonna finish with some butt kicks and high knees, and then we'll run through that 3 times. Cool? Cool. So, we are gonna get ready here. So, we have 5. Make sure I get the right number before we get stuck. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. We're gonna start with a bent over row, just that one side. So ideally, when you shift your weight back, really kind of think about sitting back into the hips, anchoring the feet in the ground, and then pulling from the ground. So elbow's gonna come back towards her body. We're gonna stay on this side. So think both shoulders even to the ground. Parallel. Yeah. Yeah. Keep pulling back. And imagine that shoulder blade kind of coming to the center as we pull back. All right, I would stand up, kind of shake out that position, and then we're gonna go into the other side. So you're gonna go right back into that hinge. Now we're rowing with the other arm. Hips. There we go, guys. Imagine that long spine. Kind of helps to look just out ahead somewhere on the floor. You don't necessarily need to look up. We don't want to arch our back, but just kind of looking at a spot about 2 to 3 feet in front of you. That'll keep that neck neutral. And taking it one at a time. 5 more seconds here. We have deadlifts next. So again, if you have a heavier option, you're gonna go into a deadlift here. You can hold a dumbbell end to end. If you have a band, just stand in the band with both handles, and we're gonna go the deadlift that way as well. So if you have, you're just gonna hold the arm straight with the band, and then same movement that Marisol's doing here. You're just holding on to the edge of that band. So movements with the hips. They're gonna reach back behind, knees stay above the ankles, and then kind of pushing up out of that hinge. So you are able to kind of push through the ground a little bit. You should feel back side of the body. All right, butt kicks. So it's like a jog, but you're bringing your heels behind you. Kicking your butt. So butt kicks. If this is too much impact on your knees for whatever reason, you can do a toe tap, like out in front instead. So you can just kind of tap the toe. Otherwise, trying to kick your own butt. Just stay light and quick. A little bit more. And then we have one final exercise in that lineup. Okay, and then we're gonna finish with high knees. So the reverse, knees come forward, they pull up towards the belly button. Again, staying tall. And then if you need the low impact, again, you're just kind of tapping and bringing those knees up. Or you can do like a jog. Okay, so either jog, tap, or you can turn that into a little run. Keep breathing. All right, it's going up here. 5 seconds. 4, that row. So back to that first arm. So again, set it up, long spine, pulling from the ground here. Shoulder blade moving on the back. One side, we will get the other side the next set, or next interval. So if you have a lighter weight, you can always add a pause at the top and then go back down, or a lighter band and a pause at the top. It's a way to add a little bit of tension as you go through these reps. But again, weight sitting back in the hips. We have the big muscles holding us here. Okay, kind of stand up, shake out, reset the posture, and then back into that hinge, back into that row. Breathe in as you go. So it doesn't have to be super quick. Again, you can go tempo, slow down, slow up. There, looks good. Remember, keeping the shoulders, hips squared off, so we're setting the body. 2 seconds, last one. Okay, that deadlift. So standing in the band, holding both sides, or a weight out in front. If you have 2 dumbbells, you can go 2 dumbbells down into the front. Kettlebell, something weirdly heavy with a handle close by. If you're in a garage, you could grab like a big paint, like what is that, the 5 gallon, you could deadlift that with a handle. So it's that hinge back, drive through the heels, straight legs at the top. As you go down, those knees soften, but they stay right on top of those ankles. The hips are what's reaching for the wall behind. That was a quick 30. All right, butt kicks. Butt kicks. Again, or that toe tap, you can kind of tap something in front of you, lesser impact, or kick your butt. Kick your butt. So heels are coming back towards your butt. Marisol showing that other option again if the pull back is too much for your knees. Keep kicking. 5 seconds. Now we're going to high knees. So knees coming up towards the chest, up towards the belly button. So you can march that, or again, jog. But I want you to think about the body staying tall and you pulling those legs up, not you reaching forward. And just keep on moving and breathing. Let that heart rate go up. Keep it up, guys. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we got one more set of this. So we're going back to that row. So last time through with these exercises. Here we go, staying controlled. Keep it up here. And elbow's gonna be fairly close to the side as you pull back. It's not gonna angle out away. So keep that elbow close. 3 seconds. You're gonna get 1 or 2 more reps here. All right, let's switch to the other side. All right, long spine, weight in the heels, hips, elbow by your side. Okay, 1 at a time. Keep going. 10 seconds. Doing about 3 or 4 here. Looking good, guys. Let's get into that deadlift. So again, if you have weights, you're kind of more of like an RDL where we're lowering from the top. If you have a kettlebell or something where you can go down to the ground, you can go all the way to that deep deadlift, or the bands even. For short. So if you have dumbbells, you're probably getting about shin, mid-shin, and coming back up. Same with band, your hands are probably getting to about mid-shin height, and then coming back up to the top from there. So you should feel a lot through the hamstrings, glutes, and working the whole backside. All right, butt kicks. Then we finish with high knees, and then we get a whole new set. Okay. Kick, 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 kick. Going, 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 going. Breathe again. Let that heart rate come up. Good. We got 3 seconds. All right. Now those high knees, so they bring up to the front. Again, focus on soft landing, being athletic, pulling that leg right up to the center. Not letting your legs go all over left and right. Go, 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 go. All right, you guys at home look good. Marisol's looking good. I got the easy part. Let's go, guys. Finish it out. Okay. All right. So quick drink or rest. So this next part, we're gonna do a combo move. So if you have the ability to have either 1 or 2 dumbbells, I would suggest using a dumbbell or 1 or 2. We can switch halfway. If you just have a band similar to this, you have the option. You guys can choose based off of maybe what you've done this week. You can either do a curl or you could do a press with your band, because we're gonna do a curl to press. Now you can do this with these bands. You'd have to kind of have an overhand grip, curl it up to the shoulders and press, and then control back down, but make sure you're really in control and getting under that band to go into that press. So we're gonna do that movement with dumbbells. So you can go 2 dumbbells or 1, so curl, press. Okay, if you have nothing to do either of those options, like even like a milk jug that you could like curl and then press from the chest to shoulders, you guys can go push-ups. So if you have something, I would suggest doing that. We do a lot of push-ups week to week. So we got curl to press, then we're gonna do a swing or skater jump. So if you had a dumbbell or kettlebell, we're gonna go a swing, whoop, or dumbbell, we'll do that too, holding that. Or if you have nothing to do that, we're gonna go skater jumps. So it'll be a side to side skater jump. Then the next movement is a seal jack or jumping jack. Then we have switch jumps where the feet are in front and we kind of push off the front. Then you're gonna finish with a mountain climber. So a lot of plyo cardio here, and then you get to breathe when you do the curl to press. Okay, so first subset, curl to press. So remember there's some different options. You can do a curl to press with the band. You can do just a press or just a curl. And then if you have 2 dumbbells or 1, we'll give a switch at halfway. Curl press up first, same deal, 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Now as you do that curl, make sure you're kind of pulling up in front to the top of the shoulder, reach straight up overhead, and then control back down. So up, overhead. So if you have 1, you can do 1. Go ahead, switch if you're on 1 arm. Otherwise, keep that rocking. Again, with that band. Nice job, Karen, that looks good. And good. So swings or skater jumps. So if you have a dumbbell or kettlebell to do the swing and you feel comfortable doing a swing, you can go swing, or skater jump is that side to side with that soft landing, sitting in the hips. Cool. So a few options. It's like a lot are going the skater jump, which is fine. So if you are doing a swing, you want to make sure that that hip kind of receives it, slight bend in the knee, and then you're pushing those legs straight down into the ground at the top. Jumping jack or seal jack, or you can do a jog in place if a jumping jack is not a good fit for you. So jumping jack overhead or the seal jack, arms will go out to the side, chop that air. You can alternate the arms. They get real crazy. Have lots of fun. These next few things are gonna take our heart rate up, and then we get to recover on that curl to press. All right, then we got the switch jump. So switching the feet from forward to back, and make sure you're kind of keeping them in one tight straight line and leaping off that front leg a little bit. So kind of whatever you want with the arms. It's not a lunge jump. You could take it into a lunge jump, but it's just kind of a push off that front and switching the feet. An example like that, like do, 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 do. Ha ha ha. I'm here all morning. 7 seconds. But you do kind of push off that front leg a little bit. That back leg just taps back. Okay, and then finishing in the mountain climber. So push up position. If you need to breathe here, you can always just hold that tall plank. We're gonna be in that tall plank position, knees coming up to the chest. You can go slow, you can go quick. If you go real slow, you can focus on that just being a core movement, really tucking up and under, keeping that nice straight line to the spine. You can go for speed, try and resist that bounce too much to the body. That looks good, guys. We're gonna have 1 round down, we got 2 more. And we'll finish with some core. This has been the month of core. All right, back to the curl to press. So bands or dumbbell. Marisol's gonna show if you had 1 heavier dumbbell, you can go end to end. If you have just 1 lighter, you can do 1 arm and switch. Pull it up, press it. If you had a paint can. Oh, look at it. I have big old paint jugs. Look at that. We could have been demoing with paint jugs. Let's look at that. Hello. All right, we are into the swing or skater jump. We should keep this for all those at home without equipment. You can row a paint jug. You can press a paint jug. So swing or the skater jump. So that skater jump's your other option. Side to side. Remember, you're kind of sitting into the hip a little bit. Swings, receiving it into the hips. Straight up top, not leaning back. A little bit more. Okay, jumping jack or seal jack or a jog in place. Grab that now. Woo-hoo. Light on the feet. If you're going seal, you're chopping that air. No loosey-goosey arms. If you got the up overhead jack, when you reach those fingertips above the head, touch every time, get that big stretch. Extra energy. You don't want to just go through that movement, you want to attack that movement. Okay, and then those switch jumps. So that front foot's in front, just a slight push off that front, and it's quick, like a quick scissor. There we go. Soft landing. Just think quick. Stay with it here, guys. Keep breathing. 8 seconds. You get to come down into that plank position here in a second. Woo-hoo! Okay. Hitting the ground. Mountain climbers. So again, it can be slow, dragging that knee one at a time, or quick and resist that bounce. Nice, I like some of the control I see. We got some speed, not a lot of movement, that's great. So straight line from the top of the head down to the tailbone. And rocking it out. Put my paint can away.
I was gonna need the.
Here, use the paint can.
Yeah.
Curl and press.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're back to the top. Last set, curl and press. Just gonna curl and press the paint can, just because we can.
Oh, this is weird.
During quarantine, we've done a lot of projects.
As long as the lid's closed.
Yeah, make sure your lid is closed on your paint can. You can hold it end to end, you can curl it upright. Good, 8 seconds left here, guys.
It's not fun. It's like growing a little baby. Bring it towards you.
Curl and press your kid. All right, guys, swings or skater jumps. Remember on those skaters, make sure you still got that little hinge into the hips.
Go, Kevin. It's in Tennessee, right?
Yeah. Tennessee. Soft landing, big jump, try and clear some space here. If you got those swings, remember you're stopping up tall, stopping with the hips, and now with our backs. So stop with your hips. Okay. Switch jumps. One foot in front of the other. Like Christmas movie, just put one foot in front of the other. And soon you'll be walking out the door.
Recording was right.
Yep. Yes, we are recording, so that will forever be in the cloud somewhere. All right, last few seconds here, guys. 8 seconds. Keep pushing off that front leg. Arms can be moving. Oh, we're picking up speed.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, mountain climbers. We're in the jacks. Jumping jacks. I lied. Jumping jacks or seal jack. Seal or jumping jack. Miss those. Hate to forget that. That paint can threw us off.
Yeah, I know.
I've been using that thing. I haven't seen it terrible.
I'm wearing black. You guys keep going, keep going. You got 6 seconds.
Woo!
Then we're going into our mountain climbers. This is the last movement. After this, we'll get to switch up the I can't talk, the thing, and we'll do some core.
And do the thing.
And do the thing. There'll be a lot of things. Here we go, guys. Keep it locked in. Again, that straight line there, knee coming under. Try to resist the bounce. Try chest right on top of those wrists. Breathe while you're there. You got 2 seconds. All right, you can breathe. So what's gonna happen for this final section is we're gonna just put 2.5 minutes on the clock. 2.5, and you're gonna run through 2 different movements. So we got V-ups and a plank shoulder tap. So on the V-up, so the full movement, if you can, you're gonna go from a lying position, and then you're gonna come all the way up to both toes and then back down. So ideally, woo, you're landing on your sit bones. It might take a few to get there. A modified version would be to keep one leg on the ground and then come up towards the elbow here. Or you could just do a light kind of roll up if needed to. So we're gonna do 10 of those and then flip over. You got 10 shoulder taps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go back into those V-ups. And we're gonna keep flip-flopping for 2.5 minutes.
It's 5 each side.
Yeah.
Just for people that only do one leg.
Okay. Okay. 2.5 minutes on the clock.
10, 10.
10 ton.
I don't know if I can do this. It's alright.
If you're old enough, you remember 10, 10, 220. We're doing it for 230. So that full V up would be from that flat, trying to come up to the sit bones, reach for your feet, then control back down. Again, modification, bend a leg, keep it on the ground, and then just reaching for that one leg at a time. Or just doing a modified roll up, kind of grabbing onto the back of the leg. So you got 10, and then you're gonna flip over, plank position, touch each shoulder 10 times. So lock those hips in, lock those shoulders, everything staying parallel to the ground as we lift one up. And then once you got those 10 taps, you are back on the ground doing those V-ups. So best you can up. Make sure as you come up, do a little exhale. You want to pull that belly in by pushing the air out. It's hard.
Yeah.
V-ups are hard. If you guys can do all 10. Up we go. Then flip. Then we got those shoulder taps. So legs are straight. If you find when you lift an arm up for that tap, you do a lot of shifting, then widen your feet. That's going to help with the base there. Closer to the feet, the harder it is to keep from shifting side to side. Check out our time here. Oh, we are under a minute left.
Whoa!
Flying by.
That's when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. So much fun. This working out should be fun. It's always fun doing it with you guys. All right, then we're in those shoulder taps when you got those 10 V-ups. Remember, locked in. Let's go strong finish here. Let me check your time. 22 seconds left. Home stretch. Let's go, guys. Get all those reps in. Whatever you can fit in. Use up that clock. Cool. All right, exhale on the way up. Try not to hold the breath as you move through. Woo! Done. Good job. You made it. Awesome job. Awesome work.
Woo!
Keep it up.
Good job, guys. Have a nice weekend.